it's important to have autoresponders. Here's an example of what this could look like. And I mentioned autoresponder earlier. Do people know what an autoresponder is? Raise your hand if you know what an autoresponder is. You know. Raise your hand if you don't know what an autoresponder is. This thing will change your life and make your life way easier, and it's really, really important. You know what it is, but you didn't know what it was. So you signed up for like a promotion online, and suddenly you got an email with it, right? How did that happen? It naturally happened. The person would suddenly send you the email like 24 hours a day, watch for it to come through. They don't have like a team of people doing it. It's automated, right? And so autoresponder is someone signs up for the offer, then they get emailed the offer. That stuff doesn't happen automatically. There's a lot of stuff that happens in the back end. You have to actually set that up. And so it's important that when you're doing online advertising and marketing that you set up an autoresponder, because not everybody will do that for you. Some companies, what they'll do is they'll run online leads, and maybe you'll get an email with the lead. And then all you get is an email with the lead. You have to do something with that, right? And so what an autoresponder is it allows us to send out like the offer to the person, but then it can add them to like say a drip campaign where now they're getting promotional like information about your practice, they're getting educational information about your practice, and you're educating them over time. But even more importantly, we have a software patient drip which makes it even more in depth and more exciting, where the autoresponder sequence could look like this. Somebody opts in, in the middle of the night for your offer, and then they get an email with the offer, right? Saying thank you so much for claiming your sciatica back pain relief offer. Here it is. If you want to schedule online, here's the calendar to schedule online. As soon as they opt into it, they land on a calendar for them to be able to schedule. But then, if they do not schedule, because remember, in the middle of the night, they got this text, they got this email, right? And then they'll get like a text message in the middle of the night and it'll say, hey, it's after hours, we'll reach out to you in the morning. Next morning, 8 in the morning, they get another text message that says, hi Sally, because Sally's the person who opted in. Thank you so much for getting our new patient special for sciatica pain relief. I saw that you requested it but haven't had time to schedule on our calendar yet. Was there not a time that didn't work? Let me know, thanks. Gene, your practice name, right? That's automated. The person in the morning's thinking that Gene is texting them, but really it's an automated system within the autoresponder texting them automatically from a number that if they call that number, it routes to your front desk. If they text that number, it goes to your front desk and goes to like your phone, because there's an app for it as well. And then if they text it, then you can text them back from the app, and you can text them back from the desktop version as well. And you can call them from the app or from the desktop version. So they have no clue that this is totally automated, because how many times, if you guys have ran Facebook ads in the past or Google ads in the past, that you get a bunch of leads, but maybe you're seeing patients, or maybe the leads aren't being followed up with. Has every single person always followed up within 5 minutes every single time the lead is coming, period? Raise your hand if that's you. If it is, I want to hire you.
Yeah.
Nope.
Or not, because they're probably lying.
Yeah.
Maybe don't.
Exactly. Yeah, and even for myself, before I had this set up, I'm running ads, I'm targeting chiropractors online. They're opting in, they're coming to my company, they're scheduling on my calendar, but if I don't have this set up, I'm gonna drop the ball. And so we've split tested it. Literally we ran campaigns that like no autoresponder, let's see if they can follow up. Doesn't happen. Doesn't matter how many leads we get you, doesn't matter how much they say doesn't matter how much your staff says they're following up, they're not doing as much as they're saying they're doing. It does not matter, because no one is perfect. There's gonna be times that maybe they're on the phone or they're taking new patient paperwork in and a lead comes in and they're just slammed and stuff drops the ball. But the problem is every single lead, every single person that clicks your ad goes to your landing page, reads your landing page, and then clicks the button and it gives you their name, number, email. Every single person is qualified. By qualified, I mean they have a problem. They are looking for help. And so we need to help them. But if we do not follow up quickly with them, they will go somewhere else. And so here is a story of that. I remember a while back, I was at Sky Zone. Has anyone here been to Sky Zone? You guys familiar with that place? It's a giant trampoline park. So I was there with part of the mentorship group that I work with at UCLA. And as I'm at the trampoline park, I tweak my back. As you can imagine, jumping on trampolines and bouncing your back, especially now in my 30s, is not smart. But so I tweaked my back. I knew I needed to go to a chiropractor. And so what did I do? I started looking on Yelp and started looking on Google to see who had the best reviews and start calling chiropractors. I'm like, maybe I can find a chiropractor and sell them advertising, right? And have a reason to talk to them without the front desk person not taking my call. And so the first person I called, no answer. I leave a voicemail. But you know what I do? I'm not just going to wait for them to call back. I'm in back pain. I'm ready to go right now. Like, I'm a qualified person. I'm qualified. Second person I call, no answer. Third person I call, no answer. Fourth person I call, no answer.
What day were you calling?
I was calling on Saturday. But still, think about it. If the case average for a chiropractor is $2,000, okay, that's $2,000 that the first 3 people lost. And so what is it like? Pay your front desk to monitor the phones on weekends, because the money you're going to make from them catching this is going to be well worth the money that you're paying them to work on weekends, because they're going to go somewhere else. So I called 4 people, and finally, one of the people texted me back. And the only reason he texted me back was because he knew who I was. Like, I had been to him in the past, so he texted me back, thankfully. And so, come Monday, sure enough, I get a phone call 2 days later. I was in the middle of a meeting, so I couldn't answer the phone call. But afterwards, I called them back because I wanted to let them know that I went somewhere else. No answer. Next day, someone else calls me back. I couldn't answer, so I call them back and tell them what happened. No answer. Did I receive any other calls from those people? No. Did I receive any other text messages from those people? No. Did I go to a chiropractor? Yes. Was I a tire kicker? I wasn't. I was ready to see a chiropractor on Saturday. I was ready right then. I was not a chiropractor. Come Monday, when they called me back, I already had my chiropractor. I already have him. I already have my appointment scheduled. And so I want to say this to encourage you guys. I know one of the issues and concerns is lead quality. How fast are we following up with these leads? Because not every single person is a bad lead. Because maybe they can't afford care. I understand that. Everybody's in a different situation, a financial situation. And there's things that we can talk about that can enable us to help those people more effectively. But I wasn't a bad lead, but maybe if they were tracking stuff like, oh yeah, we got this bogus guy that called on Saturday was fake. Not the case. It's crucial that we follow up. It is so crucial that we follow up. Here's another story talking about bad leads, talking about improving lead quality. So one of our clients was sharing this story with me recently, and he said that, run this Facebook ad campaign. We've been running ads with him for over 2 years, and this homeless person comes in. Has anyone ever had that? Maybe they look at their homeless, they come in, they're like, this person has no money, and they're in my practice. And she's thinking, this homeless pregnant woman is here, and he's sharing this story, so I'm sharing what he shared with me. And he's like, prejudging her, thinking she doesn't have any money. His care plan's like $2,500, so he's thinking he's not gonna pitch in the care plan, he's not gonna prescribe the necessary care this person needs, because he's assuming that she has no money, right? And then he looks to him and says, hey, are you Clay's dad? Yeah. He said, why does this homeless woman know my son? And she says, I am his oral surgeon. So he's thinking that she has no money, and she's his son's oral surgeon, has plenty of money, and ends up buying his most expensive care plan. But what if he judged that woman? And sometimes we're afraid to prescribe care because we think that they can't afford it, not because we don't think they don't need it. And so it's important to prescribe care because they need it, not because we don't think they can afford it. And another story on that topic. A long time ago, back before I got into digital marketing, a long time ago, I moved out to Los Angeles to work with that group at UCLA and USC. I had recently graduated college, so I was a broke college student, had no money. So no money, moved to LA, one of the most expensive cities in the world, to work with this group. And I was playing ultimate frisbee and I dislocated my shoulder. Okay? And so I had no money, dislocated my shoulder, so what do? Try to pop it in, couldn't pop it in. So what do? Don't have health insurance, so I go to the ER, because can't think of anything else to do, right? And I'm waiting there and my shoulder is dislocated, I'm in a ton of pain, okay? Finally go in there and they pop my shoulder back in, takes them like a couple minutes. And then I get this beautiful bill for, how much do you guys think? How much? Yeah, $3,000. $3,000. How much time did it take them? 20 seconds. How much was my bill? $3,000. Do you think that they felt bad about that? Do you think I had a choice? Did I need help? Yes. Did they help me? Did they give me a bill? And so sometimes chiropractors are like, so you gotta ask yourself, okay, if somebody is in your office, do they need help? If they do not get treatment, will their problem likely get worse?
Yeah.
Chances are maybe they've been to other places before and it hasn't helped them, so maybe you're the last resort. So we have to do what we can do to service them and help them regardless. And we have to structure our financing in such a way that if they can't afford us, we can still give them care, but maybe we'll finance them, or maybe we'll even use something like a care credit, for example. Or worst case scenario, I say worst case scenario, because these guys charge you guys a lot of money on the back end. Worst case scenario is you use something like clear gauge. If you're gonna do that, you use enhanced variation, not go to them directly, because there's enhanced variation I know about. It's better. Because they will finance everybody up front up to $10,000 regardless of credit. They just need 2 forms of payment and 10% down. And so I know that the reason why I'm saying that is they need help. I went in, it cost me $3,000, somebody that had no money, that was living on donations, and somehow I figured out a way to pay for that, and I had no money. So if I can pay for the $3,000, I don't care how broke anybody is, they can figure out a way to get the money. Because people find ways to pay for things they care about. And so I just reflected on that because I was literally every single month in that season of my life, years and years ago, because I just graduated, I didn't know I was going to pay rent. And yet I found a way to pay $3,000 for 5 seconds. And yet, what are we seeing patients, 10, 15, 20, 30, 40 times, and they were afraid to prescribe care because they can't afford it, and yet we're spending, a good amount of time each time. And so I'm sharing, I know it's a side tangent, but I'm sharing that because I think it's important that even as needs come in, that we don't prejudge them, that we don't make assumptions about their ability to pay, and for us to prescribe care, and for us to be very, we give them the options, and I think it's important. Back to the autoresponder stuff. So, those who've done Facebook ads before, I'm guessing, were you guys the ones following up, or was the staff member following up? Staff. Do you know how many times the staff called them? 4 times. Do you know how many times the staff texted them?
2. No, 3.
3 times. Okay.
And 1 email follow-up, yeah.
Okay. And then what happened after that?
They go into a nurture pile for a monthly follow-up.
A month, and then what?
They just stay in our monthly until they unsubscribe.
Okay. That's good. Anybody else?
Ours is similar.
Okay.
I can't remember the exact details, but similar.
Okay. I don't think it's on a later slide. It might be, but I'm gonna share it now and not really honest. But so we have in our software patient trip. It helps automate the follow-up. Of course, you guys got to call. You guys got to call. You guys got to call. You guys got to text. And if someone responds, you have to answer the response. If someone asks a question, you guys got to answer that, right? But I was looking at it, and I saw with about 40 new patient inquiries, okay, after 6 text messages, automated text messages, there was over an 80% response rate. It's pretty good, right? 6 text messages, 80% response rate. But I only had 6 in the sequence. What if I had 10 in the sequence? What if I had 15 in the sequence? The response rate would have been even higher. But how many times do we text them once, or twice, or 3 times, or 4 times, or 5 times, and say, okay, they're a bad lead. But we set this nurture sequence, literally the 6 text message that says, I want to schedule an appointment. Or, I'm checking my schedule, I've been working all those days, are you free on Saturdays? Or can I come in this day? But even with that, we're now looking at it, and this nurture sequence is going out, we're texting them automatically, they respond, and so there's a notification that happens on the doctor's end, the staff gets notified, right? And no response. And I remember we did this for a practice. I think they were in Minnesota, and it was a phenomenal campaign. The leads were not very expensive at all. Okay, and she calls me, and she's telling me how they're not making money. And people aren't coming in, and I'm like, "Is your staff following up with everybody?" Like, yeah, our staff's awesome. They're rock stars. They're following up with everybody. They're texting you back, and they're doing it. And your programs, they're not coming in. And I'm like, really? So I'm like, let me pull up their stuff. Our campaign was working great. People were opting great. And people even wanted this, people scheduling online, and people wanted to schedule. And I was looking at it, and I realized the issue was the fact that the staff actually wasn't following up with it, because it turns out that one of the staff members had quit and was supposed to train the next staff member on the system, but that staff member didn't even use the system and didn't even tell the next staff member about the system. And so they didn't train them, even though they said they were training them. And the doctor was like, oh yeah, my staff's awesome, but really nobody's even looking at it. And 2 people that day said, I want to schedule an appointment. And no responses. They called days prior, I want to schedule an appointment. No responses. And people are responding. And so I'm saying that to say it's really, really important that we monitor this stuff. And just because our staff is saying they're following up doesn't mean they're following up. Just because they say they're doing it does not mean they're doing it. And so with our program, one thing that we do to help chiropractors is we actually will mystery shop you guys at least 2 times in our program in the first 45 days. We'll help mystery shop you guys, and we will opt in, and we'll see how long it takes for your staff to reach out to us. And we'll even text, and we'll see how long it takes. And every so often we're going to do that because we really want to help you succeed and be successful. And so those are things that if we notice red flags, we really want to help you with that. Make you guys aware of that. And so those are some stuff on autoresponders. Another things that can be done with autoresponders in our system is you can actually, alongside sending out 2-way text messages and emails that look like they're actually personalized and not like an email sequence, but you can actually do voice drops. Is anyone familiar with that concept, a voice drop? So get this, you can actually set it up where maybe you're recording a voicemail and say, hey, this is Dr. Peterson. I saw you opted in for our new special. I wanted to personally reach out and leave this message. I saw you haven't scheduled yet. I know Sally, I'm trying to get in touch with you. We have some openings. We'd definitely love to get you in as soon as possible because I know that you wouldn't have gotten this offer unless you need help. And that voicemail can go out automatically. So literally you can have, they sign in for the Facebook promotion, and then they get the after hours text message, they get the morning text message that has their name, they get the voicemail from the doctor, they get the email from the doctor, they get another text message, they get another text message, and we even have done campaigns like this, and this is pretty cool, and this is possible with our systems, is we've had it so like we've ran campaigns for Facebook that are only running during business hours. So it's possible to run a campaign that only runs during business hours, going to a special landing page that they can only get there if they click that business hours ad that says, are you available for us to talk right now? And they say yes or no. And say, yes, call me right now, and I'll pick up an answer, or no, I'll schedule online. So they click yes, call me right now, I'll answer. What it does is it automatically initiates a phone call to your front desk and patch you directly into them. And so for people who are, maybe you guys are having problems getting a hold of people or getting them on the phone, what you can do is you can try running an ad campaign that only works during business hours. But if you do that, you got to make sure you have people that are dedicated that are going to answer the phone, because what happens if they say yes and the front desk person is on Facebook and scrolling around instead of actually running the office. Or maybe they're with a patient and doing something important, like maybe they're taking x-rays or whatever. Depending on how small your office is, you might not have the availability for that. But if you do that, just make sure you're available to actually answer those calls, because if you don't answer it, what are they going to do? If you don't answer it, go somewhere else. I said secret number 2 is you don't need SEO, you need targeted paid traffic. Is this helpful so far, guys? Is this helpful?